Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here, and this is just a quick snippet video which I'm going to bung in front of my channel update and pickups video. I actually filmed that video yesterday, the pickups video yesterday after the car boot is in the evening, so it was Sunday, and I've been editing this morning, and yeah, there was a knock on the door. Postman's been, and this parcel has arrived. I know that this is from my good friend, everyone's good friend, top geezer, Mr. TootUk, Stuart Charlesworth. I was expecting a parcel from him, as we had been arranging to sort out a manual that he'd promised me with a deal from Craig's Here Again, Craig, and yeah, we've sorted out completing a game that I picked up at Revival, so I'm expecting that in there. And I sent Stu a GoTech drive. I was hoping that it was the Amiga GoTech drive. I don't think it was though in the end. It was an Atari one. I'm not sure if Stu's going to be able to use that or not, but he said as I'd sent that to him, he was going to send me some Nintendo Wii bits. So I'm expecting some Wii in here and the manual. So let's stop the chattering and let's get in. So we've got loads of paper there. Oh my goodness, guys, look at all that. Stu said to me he had some wee bits that I could find useful, and my son has been praising me for the gun attachments, so that is absolutely awesome, Stu. My lad is going to be chuffed to bits with that. And there's another one in there, absolutely awesome. So 2 players, me and the lad, both get a gun. That is absolutely brilliant, mate. Oh my god, what is this? And look at that, it's the actual proper control pad for the Wii, which I think was used a lot with the sort of retro style games in the Virtual Console. So great for the Super Nintendo games and stuff like that, and I'm hoping I can utilise this more in a lot of the other games. Hopefully we can use a proper control pad in Mario and things like that. But that is absolutely awesome still. I actually was looking out for one of these. That is fantastic, mate, awesome. But he hasn't just sent me one of those, he's sent me 2. Look at that, there's another one. Stu, you're an absolute legend, mate. This is bloody fantastic. Look at that. I was looking at these in CEX when I went in there and got the games a couple of weeks back. I almost picked one up. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant, mate, to have a proper controller. I'm just hoping that a lot of games utilise them, because they are going to come in major handy. Stu did tell me he was going to send me one of these because my Wii looks terrible picture quality just using the standard lead, and he sent me this one, so I'm going to get that hooked up to the TV, and hopefully the Wii will look an awful lot better. Can't wait to set that up. That is awesome, Stu. And then here's the manual in question, guys. Fun and Games, which my good friend from Scotland, my Scottish brother, the Ultimate Warrior, David Jamieson, he gifted me this game at Revival, and it didn't have a manual. So with the helps of Craig's Here Again, Rob, aka Craig, and Stuart Charlesworth, I can't believe this, but I've actually managed to complete this game. And it's cost me nothing. You guys are an absolute legends. Thank you all. That is brilliant. So I'm going to be putting that, as soon as I finish this, into my Fun and Games. And what is in the Jiffy bag, guys? Oh my god, Stu has sent me some Super Nintendo games by the looks of it. We've got NBA basketball there. Awesome, Stu. And what's this, an Addams Family game? Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, the Addams Family. That is absolutely bloody fantastic, Stu. So that's 2 more Super Nintendo games to my absolutely feeble SNES collection. Oh, I'm chuffed sick with them, Stu. You really shouldn't have, mate. My goodness. And what's in this final box? Ah, I know what this is. I can feel it. He sent me back the GoTek. Oh, that is guttering, mate. So I take it that the GoTek didn't work, mate. Oh, that's a shame. I've sold on a lot of my micro stuff, as I've mentioned in my videos, and I found a box of odds and sods, all to do with like 16 and 8-bit computers, and I found a GoTek drive in there. I sent it to Stu because I thought he might be able to make use of it, and I thought this might have been an Amiga GoTek, but I think it was actually an Atari ST one. That's guttering, that, Stu, but we'll sort something out, mate. We'll sort something out, definitely. I can't believe you've sent me all this stuff, mate. That is bloody absolutely fantastic. I am over the moon with that. Right, I'll get back to the video, guys. See you in a mo. Greetings, YouTube. Sega Zombie here, and welcome to another video. We've got another Sunday video. Well, a Sunday while I'm recording this. Pretty knackered, guys, because you'll never guess what. Yeah, I have. I've been booting again. So I've picked up loads of stuff, loads of toot, and I thought, why not? Let's do a video. I'm chilling out in the evening, and I thought, yeah, great time. Shoot another video. Let's go through what I've got this week, because again, it's been a similar format to the week before. I've done a local. I've gone around a few charity shops, not as many as the week before, but I've picked up a few bits there. And also, yeah, the Carboot Haul. And what a massive. I thought last week's Carboot sale was big. This one was a good 8 rows at least more. It went onto the second field. Absolutely massive. And what made this one a bit more of a challenge than last week's is I had my little girl with me. And she was picking up every single toy you could think of. So it took us about 3 hours to get around this car boot. But I've picked up some bargains, what I want to share with you all. Some nice bits. Again, it's going to be a lot of Nintendo Wii, guys. But that's my thing. That's my thing at the minute. That's what I'm getting a buzz off at. And a bit of Wii with the kids. And a little bit of sneaky House of the Dead when they're in bed. And yeah, and I've been doing an awful lot of research, game time on my Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive, getting ready for these 16-bit war videos. I'm buzzing about these, guys. I've been working hard this week playing a set genre, which is going to be the first video. A bit of a hint on that, guys, if you check out my Instagram posts and my Facebook group, you'll see on there what game I'm playing. But yeah, there's a genre that I thought I'd choose. I'm trying to think outside the box, choose genres of games to begin with in the 16-bit wars, which, you know, aren't covered as much. You know, I could go down the easy route and pick a platformer, and we'll have Mario on the Super Nintendo and Sonic on the Mega Drive. Trying to mix it up, guys, do it a bit different, and hopefully along the way we can delve into some quite, you know, not the norm, I don't want to say hidden gems, but, you know, the games that don't get talked about as much, games that go under the radar and just get missed. And they're the sort of games I want to focus on. That's the challenge anyway. It's going to be tough because Super Nintendo, my goodness, you Nintendo collectors are crazy. I can't believe the price. I thought Sega and Mega Drive was getting expensive, but Nintendo collecting's on a whole nother level. It's a different league. I can't believe it, and it's all because of these bloody cardboard boxes, isn't it? But saying that, I'm looking for cart onlys. I've got a couple of games en route for the Super Nintendo. A few I'm keeping a track on eBay. And, you know, as and when I get these titles, I can pick different genres and really get stuck into these 16-bit war videos. I'm not going to keep on talking about them. I'm going to get them done. That's what I need to do, boys. Seriously. Oh. Oh, it's been a busy day on Galaxy Sega today. We started our auctions on there. It's buzzing on there. Really, really good to see and get the Galaxy buzzing. So check that out, guys. Get on the Galaxy Sega and check out the new auctions on a Sunday. It's really, really fun. Yeah, and they've gone down a storm. So let's start at the very beginning of the week. I decided to check out just local charity shop, not far from where I live. I just went in there. There's two on the same road. Went in there and was really surprised because this one charity shop, and it does pay you to keep going to the same charity shops if they don't have games, because this charity shop is the first. I go in there weekly, and it's the first time in a real long time that it's had any games. And there was a few DS games, but it was really like the Sun's Crossword Challenge and Brain Training and Eye Testing and How Old Are You and all of that crap that we don't want. They had a load of those games, and they also had, you guessed it guys, some Nintendo Wii games. And these ones are different. Well, one of them is a bit meh, but I bought them. These were £1 each, 99p each, and I had to get them. Oh no, I'm telling a lie there, they were £1 each because they've still got the stickers on them. And first up, we've got Dragon Blade. Never ever heard of it. Wrath of Fire. Looks an interesting one. And kind of looks a bit Monster Hunter slash sort of like side scrolling slash 'em up kind of game. But yeah, all complete. And it's getting bad, guys. You know, I'm seeing a game for £1 and I'm just like, I'll buy it. I'll buy it, I'll add to it, and I'm getting quite a Wii collection now, which, you know, I'm really buzzing on it. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire. So that was the first one from that charity shop. And then next up, we've got a Sega game, which is great. See, this is the theme that you're going to notice, guys, is on the more modern consoles, I'm going to grab Sega. Anything Sega, I'm going to grab it. And hopefully, you know, in no way am I going to go for full sets on more modern systems. To be quite honest, I'm going to be happy once I get the full set on my Mega Drive. And I'm not going to be a completist and just go for every set I can. I'm just going to go for subsets. I think that's the way to go. And I would ultimately love to have every Sega game published on every system. If I can do that, that's what I'm going to do. And how the prices are at the minute, why not? Let's go for it. Let's fucking do it. Yeah. Next up, from the same charity shop, we've got a Sega title, and that is Bleach Shattered Blade. Is that? Yeah, Shattered Blade. A fighter by the looks of it. I do believe, isn't Bleach a manga, sort of anime, Japanesey sort of stuff? I'm not sure, guys. I'm not really clued up on that. But yeah, it's complete and a game in absolutely fantastic condition. Really interested to see how this one play. It looks really good, actually. Really nice graphics. Like I said, it's published by Sega, so it can't be all bad, can it? I don't know. We'll see, guys. But yeah, £1 had to be done for £1. So we'll put that up there next to Dragon Blade. And then it was £1 and a game in glorious condition, and why not? And that's Prince of Persia: Rival Swords. Again, I think it utilises the Wii's unique control system. And yeah, it's all complete, in great condition. We all know these Prince of Persia reboots. They were quite successful in that generation, and there was loads of them. So yeah, and that one for £1. So I was really chuffed with that. That's it of the charity shops this week. Like I said, I kind of didn't really visit many this week, but I did respond to on a local Facebook selling page. Someone had a massive bundle of Wii games, and they were asking £2 each. And in that bundle, there was 2 games in particular that I wanted. I asked the lady if they were complete. She said they were. I said, yep, I'll have them for £2 each. I'll pick them up. It was any down the road from me, so I went down, picked these 2 games up, And the first one up is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Now, I've never ever played the Sonic Riders games, and I'm actually looking forward to giving these a blast. They look like you're on sort of like a Back to the Future-esque hoverboard. I think they got I'd imagine they got the idea from these games from the Sonic Adventure 2 game, you know, sliding down the rails, and they had quite a few stages like that in those games, and I think they've just like expanded on that idea, and you're on these like hoverboards, and it looks interesting. Like I've said, I know they come out on most of the systems back then, but I never ever played any of them, so I'm looking forward to giving this a blast. Looks real true to the Sonic universe. I'm interested to see what this plays like. So yeah, that was £2. And then the other Sega title that I was interested in, and I never knew this come out on a home console. I believe it's got a name change, because in the arcades this game was known as Let's Go Safari. I'm sure it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this is a later arcade release, so I could be wrong, but I'm sure this is the same game that's been tweaked for the consoles, and that is Jambo Safari Ranger Adventure. Now, I remember Let's Go Safari, you're in the Jeep and you have to lasso the animals and take them back to the ranch or whatever. I can vaguely remember that game. It's not a game I'm that familiar with. It wasn't in my local arcades, but I do recall seeing it when we went on family holidays and things like that. But I was really fascinated to see that this game got a console release. I really didn't know that, and for £2, I'm not going to turn it away. It's a Sega title. I think it expands more on the idea of the original arcade game. It looks a lot better graphics wise, as you can see, and yeah, it looks quite a fun game, you know, and I'm sure the kids are going to enjoy this one too. So yeah, really looking forward to giving Jambo Safari a playthrough. And then I had a £5 note on me, and the lady had no change, and she said, do you want to take another game for £1? Well, there I was, spur of the moment. I thought, what game do I want? There wasn't really any games that interested me, and I thought, I'll get this one for the kids. Again, another game that I know nothing about, and that's Dewey's Adventure. Guys, I know absolutely nothing about this game. It's a Konami release. It looks interesting. Like I said, I'm sure the kids are going to get some enjoyment out of that. And she bunged that in for the £1 change. So it's all complete, in great condition. I'm finding with the Wii, there's so many shovelware titles that you see in these bundles, just like quiz show games. What was it? She had Golden Balls and just endless amounts of absolute tripe that you just wouldn't touch. But you know, I'm really interested in the actual proper games that you can get for the Wii, and you know, I thought, why not? I'll take that one for £1 and I'll give it a blast. Hopefully it's enjoyable for £1. I'm sure it will be, guys. So that was the local, and then next up they've got a couple of eBay purchases. Now, the reason why I haven't got my Mega Drive pickups video is the Mega Drive stuff hasn't turned up. The guy has communicated with me, so I'm not too worried about it. But hopefully they'll turn up next week. So hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, next week's pickup video won't just be Nintendo Wii. We will see, guys. Hopefully that will turn up and we can talk more Mega Drive and get some more Sega in the pickups videos. But I'm loving this, guys. Let me know if you're digging these videos, and if they're boring you senseless, let me know. Yeah, but continuing with Nintendo Wii, another Sega title. Again, I didn't know this was out, and I believe it was Dylan Craven in a comment on one of the previous videos stating about these games in a compilation similar to the House of the Dead 2 and 3. Sega released these, and I was like, I've got to track this down, and I tracked it down on eBay and won this for £5. And that is LA Machine Guns and Gunblade New York. So on the back there it shows the original arcade cabs, and I believe my good friend from Scotland, my Scottish brother, the Ultimate Warrior, has Gunblade New York, actual arcade cab. But these are two games I love my light gun games, I love Sega games, but these two games just weren't in my local arcades or wherever I went, so I've never ever played these two games before. I had a right blast with these. They're quite unusual in the fact that you're like flying, you're hovering around, and you're shooting sort of like mech style robots, and as you shoot them, similar mechanics to House of the Dead, is you're actually shooting away at their armour, whereas in House of the Dead you're blowing their limbs off and blood flying. This is all like their metal armour flying around everywhere, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave this game a solid blast through after doing Alex Nintendo Arcade's High Score Challenge, which is just that's coming to an end now, but Alex done a high score challenge on Subterranea on the Mega Drive, and it's such an unusual game that, and I really got stuck into that, played that, got the high score, and I thought I'm going to give this Gunblade and LA Machine Guns a blast. A bit light-hearted because Subterranea is really in-depth, quite a strategic shooter, and very frustrating. It's a great little game, but worth checking out. But back to these, I thought time for some light-hearted action, and I gave this a blast, and I played through both of them last night. And Gunblade New York, yeah, it's a pretty good game. I think it's quite an old game. I haven't really done any research on it, but yeah, graphically, it seems like that one falls in between sort of Virtual Cop and House of the Dead sort of time, and yeah, it's all a bit, where you're flying around, it's a bit disorientating, and you can't really see sometimes where the enemies are, so they get cheap missile hits on you, because you don't know where they are. You spin round and bang, they're hitting you. You can tell it's definitely an arcade game designed to eat your money. LA Machine Guns though is definitely a step up from Gunblade. A lot better visuals. The only thing I did notice playing this on the Wii is it's quite dark. It's very dark in places, and it's sometimes hard to judge the characters. But the element of the LA Machine Guns that I really did enjoy is you've got lots of civilians running around in between shooting these mech droids, and it really adds to the gameplay. And it's got a very similar sort of hit point mechanic to the Virtual Cop games, and more like Virtual Cop 2, and I really enjoyed that, and it's a really solid little playthrough. And yes, I played them both until finishing them both. Really enjoyed that. Two great little games, worth checking out, and thank you Dylan for pointing that one out. Excellent. Next up was another eBay purchase, and I don't know why I done this, guys. I think it's because of what I picked up at the boot sale the week before, and I picked up a Game Gear at Games handheld thing. Yeah, guys, I've went and done it, and I've went and got this one, which is the Arcade Ultimate Portable. It includes 20 Sega games. Get that closer to the camera so you can see what they are. But you've got Alex Kidd, Arrow, Flash, Columns, Crackdown, E-SWAT, Streets of Rage 1 and 2, Shadow Dancer, Golden Axe, you know, the usual sort of games you find in these. And it's all there, all complete with the manual, the phone, the charging wire, and you know, it's in pretty good condition. But what interested me in this is it's got the SD card slot up there, and you know, I want something portable again, you know, something that I don't really need to worry about too much. And if we want a bit of portable Sega on the go, it's convenient. So just turn that on for you. And just to prove to you guys that the sound really is not very good on these, let me find a game. Shadow Dancer was a game that I noticed the music was well off. very, very tinny sounding, guys, and it just don't sound right. It sounds like there's like a level of music missing. I'm no audio expert, but yeah, that's a bit of a letdown. But apart from that, the emulation is fine. It works, and I put a cheeky bid in. He started it at, I think this was started at 99 pence, and with best offer, and I just put £10, and he took it. So I thought, for a tenner, that's well worth it. And I don't know what my weird fascination is with these terrible at-games consoles, but I don't know, when they're that cheap, it's just a little something. I'm not going to use that, am I, guys? It's just going to sit on the shelf with probably the Game Gear one, and yeah, you know, £10. I'm just a sucker. I can't help it, guys. So we'll put that there. And that's it of what I picked up during the week. Like I said, I was hoping that the Mega Drive stuff that I've got coming was going to turn up before the weekend. That isn't the case. So we'll move on to today's boot sale finds. And like I said, it was a massive car booter. Absolutely tons of stuff. A real mass amount of games. If I was a bit more clued up, I need to get more clued up, like Holster and Wishwash and Tooty, like them guys. I need to get more clued up with this stuff, because there was a lot of modern stuff there which I'm sure I could have grabbed and flipped at CEX and start joining this CEX game. I'm hoping that I get into that a bit better and get a bit more knowledgeable on current gen stuff, because there was tons of it there today. There really was. Xbox One, PS4, so many games. I need to get a little bit more savvy, I think. I'm sure there's going to be opportunities there. The more I get into these booters, I'm loving them. But yeah, that's me waffling again, guys. Let's get on with what I picked up. Right, I'll try and do this in order and as I pick them up. First few aisles in, there was not a lot game-wise. So I was thinking, But like I said, this was gigantic, and as we got further into the car boot, there was tons of games. And unfortunately, it rained in our area yesterday, and I think a few of these traders or booters had done car boots yesterday, and some of this stuff I was gutted. First up, there was a guy's son and loads of original Xbox games, and the majority of them were absolutely soaked all the way through. They were so wet that there was just no saving them. A lot of them had actually, the paper inside had started going real mushy, and I thought even drying them out, they're not going to be worth picking up. So I missed out on some really nice games. But the guy said to me, he said, mate, these have all got saturated, they're 50 pence each. So I went through them, tried to find a couple of games if I could, and I picked up two games that haven't really suffered any water damage. A little damp maybe, wrinkling very slightly, but we got Mafia for 50p. Remember these games being massive on the PC. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like on the Xbox. I've never ever played the Mafia games. I believe they're very similar to sort of like a Grand Theft Auto style of game. But yeah, 50 pence on that one. And then we got Quantum Redshift. And I picked this up because it says only on Xbox. And I don't really know where I'm going to go with the OG Xbox. I do actually really enjoy collecting for it. Again, it's complete. And I'm wondering whether to just start with the exclusives. I definitely want to get the Sega set of games on the original Xbox. But I think I might actually go for the exclusives as well, because it is a system I really do enjoy, the original Xbox. And I've got massively fond memories of it back in the day, so that will be a great one to add. 50p. And then we walked around, we didn't have to go far until we found a load more games, and these were some Nintendo Wii games, And this was very weird. I asked the lady, how much are your Wii games? She hummed and hawed for quite a while, as sometimes is the case. And she said, well, 50p? So I picked them up, guys, 50 pence. And she had, first up, GT Pro Series. I know absolutely nothing about this game at all. A Ubisoft title, all complete, in great condition. 50p, had to be done. And then we got GoldenEye 007. This one says not for resale, so I'd imagine it comes in a pack. It's got a weird, compatible with the Wii Zapper, sold separately. I don't know then, I'm not sure what this come with, but it says definitely on there not for resale, so it must have come in some type of bundle, maybe with a console. But I've never ever played this game. Obviously I've played the classic N64 one, but never played the reboots or the I've never played the reboots of them, so it'll be interesting to see what that plays like. Bringing back multiplayer back to its roots. GoldenEye is back. Get your friends. The GoldenEye story comes to life again with a single player campaign featuring Daniel Craig as Bond. Ah, so it's actually modernised with Daniel Craig, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, we'll give that one a blast. So again, a 50p. And then I noticed this one, it hasn't got a cover, but it's all there. It's got all the info and manuals, and that is Link's crossbow training. Now, I did have this back in the day on the Wii. We did have it, I think I sold it on because it was with the Zapper and everything years ago, just cashed in on it. But it's nice to get this one again. Shame it's not got the cover, but everything is there. All the star points and all the little leaflets and the manual, and it's in great condition. And I said, how much is that one? And she says, well, as you're taking those two, I'll chuck that one in for nothing. So it cost me absolutely nothing, guys. So we got those free for a £1. Put those up there. And yeah, we moved on, and my daughter at this point had bought so much stuff that we had to go back to the car. I went back to the car, we loaded it all up in there and found where we'd stopped and continued. And like I said, it took us 3 hours to get around this car boot. It was massive. And then next up, when we got our bearings and we got back to where we had stopped, not far from where we purchased these Wii games, there was just a random stall, just your random typical affair, no games on there, but they had this, and that is a Sonic the Hedgehog bag, and it's a little tiny one, imagine for like a Game Boy or something like that, and it's absolutely mint. And the girl running the stall, she said to me, I never used it. She said, I purchased it and it's never been used. She said everything is still in the bag, all the original handles and things like that. She wanted a £5 for it, which I thought was steep. I thought, I ain't paying £5. And she agreed £3, so I couldn't say no. It's got the original Sonic on it. I had to do it, guys. It goes with the game that I got, goes with the bag that I got off Holster TV. It's the same design, but the small version, so it will go nice with that. And like I said in a previous video, perhaps I'm going to do a Sega Wall of bags. Yeah, I've got a weird fascination with these. So yeah, I was happy with that for £3. And it's not going to sit there, is it, guys? Yeah, so then moving on, we was getting towards the end. My youngest was starting to get a bit miserable because that was a long distance for her. She's only got little legs, and we started slowing the pace slightly. I noticed a few guys there with bags full of games. Most of it looked modern, but there was some games that I noticed and I thought, oh, I'm missing out here. So I believe there was a lot more games, guys, but you know the score, you can't be everywhere all at once. And then moving on, there was my daughter actually spotted this deal. She was looking through the DS games, and there was a lot of Disney princess style games that really caught her eye, and she really enjoys the Nintendo DS. And it turned out that she had the ones that she was looking at. She was like, "Oh Daddy, look, I've got these." And then one just caught my attention, and I didn't know this was released on the DS, and I absolutely love this series of games, so I had to buy it, and that is Rainbow Islands Revolution. Again, guys, like I said, never knew this was released on DS. I'm not even sure what style of game it is. It does look like it plays like the original Rainbow Islands. I'm not sure though, because I haven't had a chance to give this a blast yet. But again, it's all complete. Like I said, I really want Rainbow Islands for the Mega Drive. It was released Japanese. That's one high on my list. I know, without further ado, Retro, Big Mike, he just got that, and I commented on his video and said, wow, that's one I really want to get. It can go for a lot of money though. He got an absolute bargain on it. But whenever I've seen it pop up, it goes for a bit more than what I really want to pay for it. I've got Rainbow Islands on the Master System. I've got the Saturn version. I don't know why I have to keep buying all these conversions of Rainbow Islands and Bubble Bobble, but they're games that I grew up with. I love them, they're great games. And it'll be really interesting to see what Rainbow Islands Revolution is like on the DS. I'm looking forward to giving that one a bit of a blast, a cheeky go on my daughter's DS. And then another stall. This stall had a lot of Nintendo Wii games, an awful lot, and God, there must have been 50 games, but most of them were I'd either already purchased them or they weren't for me. And it was a young lad. I asked, it must have been his dad, I said, how much are the games? He said, I haven't got a clue. My lad's just gone to get a hot dog. Along came this little guy, this little lad with a hot dog bigger than him. It was absolutely humongous. He seemed a bit peeved that he had to put that down and not take a big huge bite out of it, because I asked him how much the Wii games are, and he said they're £2 each. So I rifled through them, picked the Sega titles out of there that I wanted, and I picked 3 titles, and I said, will you do these 3 for £5? He said, yes, I will. And we've got one that I was really eager to get on the Nintendo Wii, and that is Sonic All-Star Racing. An absolutely great kart racing game. I do prefer Transformed, the sequel. I thought that was an even better game, but it's not released on the Wii. I think that's on the Wii U and the PS3. But it's great to get this on the Wii. I've never ever played this game on the Wii, so it'll be interesting to see what it plays like. I actually had this originally on the PlayStation 3, so it'll be good to see what it's like graphically. But this is an absolutely fantastic game. And I went out and bought Sonic Racing Team, and the one nagging thing in my head was, Sumo Digital, why leave the Sega universe like that? Why just put all your eggs into one basket and have it the Sonic universe? These work so well in my eyes, you know, being a massive Sega fan. The tracks were amazing, absolutely brilliant track design. The game plays faultlessly, and I really believe this series is a Mario Kart beat-up. I absolutely adored these games. The mechanics, the power-ups, the characters in the games, the different vehicles. I love the all-star sort of power move that you get individually for each character. Works really, really well. And yeah, the track designs, the environments, this game is stunning. And just unlocking all the different modes and all the different characters, absolutely brilliant. And like I said, they stepped it up with Transform, that was even better. Would love to see a sequel to this series. Not sure it's going to happen now we've had the Sonic Racing Team game, but absolutely fantastic. Chuffed to bits to get that and add that to the collection. And then for the 3 for a £5, another Sega game, and that's Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Never ever have I played these games. Can you remember the hype back in the noughties, guys? Sonic and Mario in a game together. I didn't really buy into it, to be quite honest. I've never played these style of games. I'll give it a blast. I'm sure me and the kids will have a bit of fun with these. And again, it's all complete. So yeah, happy to add that to the collection. Finally, out of that free game bundle, we've got Sonic Unleashed. Now, I've spotted this a few times in my travels to charity shops and at the car booters, but it's always in really bad condition. And I've noticed with Wii games in these white cases, the spines can yellow and get really grubby. And I have seen it without a manual, and I've resisted buying it. And I'm glad I have. You know, these Wii games, they're not hard to get. Seeing so many of them, you can be fussy with the quality a bit. And yeah, waiting for the right one to come along, and I got this for £2. This one seems to go for a good price on CEX. About an £8 game, I believe, when I checked. So yeah, Sonic Unleashed on the Wii. And again, I've never ever played this on the Nintendo Wii. I played it on the PlayStation 3, and I can remember being quite disappointed with this game because I actually liked the hub mechanic and the world of the game. It felt very similar to the Sonic Adventure games, which gave this game a lot of promise, but a lot of the levels are very broken. But I've heard that the Wii game is very different to the Xbox 360 and PS3 version of the game. So I'll be looking forward to giving Sonic Unleashed a blast on the Wii. And then, as we was coming towards the end of the car booter, we were very tired, pretty much spent out. This one guy shouted out, "Everything's £1," and he just had random bits and pieces, lots of DVDs and CDs. And this one game caught my eye. It was the only Wii game he had. He must have sold the others. And he had this one, which was Mario Strikers Charged Football. Now, I really liked Sega Soccer Slam, which is the Sega version, I think, of this game. Very similar, sort of arcadey sort of take on football. And yeah, I think, I'm sure, weren't there a version of this or a similar game on the N64 that I remember back in the day? But again, for £1, I weren't going to let this go. It's complete with all the paperwork jargon in there. Manual in great condition. I weren't going to let it go for £1. So I grabbed it, guys. The games we picked up at the car booter. So a really productive week. Loads more Wii games to add to the collection. What I'll do is I'll do a little picture to show you the Wii collection so far. I love your comments, guys. Let me know down below the Wii games I need to get. And like I said, guys, give me your suggestions on the 16-bit war videos, because that is coming really, really soon. I'm working on it behind the scenes as we speak, guys. That's about it. I think I'm done. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've not bored you all too much with the Wii, but I'm loving it, guys. The Wii and all these Sega games. Sega done different. But until the next time, guys, I'm Sega Zombie. Goodbye.